Unacademy. Let's crack it.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Please be seated. Nisha?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Nisha, you are from Jhunjhunu, Rajasthan.
Yes.
Okay, you have done your BSc honors in mathematics,
Yes.
University of Delhi. You are fond of race,
Yes, sir.
or that is running, and NSS.
Yes, sir. I was part of.
Okay, you are also discipline minister of the school.
Yes.
Okay, and your preferences are IAS, IPS, IFS, income tax, and customs.
Yes, sir.
Your optional was also mathematics. Okay. So let me ask you this thing. Three contributions which mathematics has made for the mankind. Can you name some?
Sir, firstly, beginning with the zero, I
Okay.
believe that it has been a huge invention and it has reformed mathematics and it has been utilized with common people too. For example, in land calculation. So, secondly, I believe that presently mathematical modeling is very essential to utilize the data, to utilize the resources. So, thirdly, I believe the fact that there has been an invention in geometry and algebra as well. They have formed a role in music as well. So, I believe that these three inventions.
Okay. Uh, in India, we often say that we do not give encouragement to creativity and innovation, which is a very, very important thing from the point of view of Western world. For example, small things like WhatsApp or Facebook or Twitter, they have all emanated from the West. And even though we have IITs and IIMs, international level institution, but somehow the amount of encouragement which is required or incentive required in this country, creativity is not. The number of patents of Australia is far more than the patents in India. Why is it that we don't have a Nadella here, we don't have Pichai here? They become successful only when they go abroad. What is that which is lacking in this country?
Sir, I believe that there are many issues. Firstly, from a societal motivation kind of thing. Since childhood, we are focused on scoring marks instead of better research and development and personality development as well. Sir, secondly, issues in schooling as well as college. I believe that the student who score more marks is judged as more brilliant instead of the students who focus on other extracurricular activities and other things. So, having said these, I believe that there have been recent steps in boosting creativity, and we are seeing many startups, many unicorns as well. So, I believe this is the positive thing, and we need to focus more on R&D, provide scholarships, provide financial backups to these startups, so that we also come first or other positions in race.
What is your opinion about Atmanirbhar Bharat? Do you think it is a step which actually goes in the direction of which is opposite to globalization? It is deglobalization, because you are only concerned with producing things. The dependence on other countries is minimized. Do you think it's the right step?
Sir, I believe that it is indeed a right step. It is about boosting our capabilities, self-reliance, to promote our manufacturing sector, technology sector. Sir, it is not just about that we are fading away from countries. It is about that we want to increase our role in the global economy. We need to promote all these to better to ensure inclusive growth in our nation as well as to provide to the world itself.
Can you name some of the public policies, schemes, programs which are launched by the present government, which have a bearing on women for the welfare of women?
Yes, sir. Sir, beginning with the health sector, there is Matru Bandhana Yojana, Janani Suraksha Yojana, Lakshya scheme. Sir, these are to ensure that women have good health and care, better maternity health. Sir, secondly, talking about education itself, there are many scholarship schemes by the government. There is a Vidya Lakshmi scheme. So further in the science and technology sector also there is a Kiran scheme to bring back women who dropped out of their profession. So thirdly in startups and entrepreneurship sector there is this Mudra loans stand-up scheme which motivate women to start their businesses and give contribute to the economy.
Okay, some of the state governments took step to encourage land being purchased in the name of women. What was that step which was taken by some of the state governments? One incentive which was done, given that if you purchase the land in the name of a woman, you get a certain incentive. What is that?
Sir, as far as my limited knowledge, I believe that there was incentive on the taxes. There is a less tax when the property is named on the field.
Stamp duty. Okay.
Yes.
Last question. Do we need bullet trains or trains on time?
Sir, I believe we need both. There is a requirement of bullet train as well and the timing of the train as well.
But the amount of huge investment which is there and lot of viability gap will also have to be filled up because the bullet trains are going to cost a lot, the running and maintenance, etc. And that much of money may not be possible for the commuter to pay. So a viability gap funding will also have to be given. So it will be a constant drain on the national economy.
Sir, I believe firstly we have got loan from Japan and it is on the very low interest rate. I believe it is around 0.1%. And sir, secondly, we do need developments. We are strategically placing it on those tracks where the affordability cannot be an issue. And sir, I think that as soon as we develop in technology, it will also have cyclic effect on other sectors such as boosting economy. The businessmen and women will be able to travel faster and they will utilize those services.
That is it.
Thank you.
You are from Rajasthan
Yes, sir.
or Delhi?
Sir, I am,
Delhi or Rajasthan?
sir, I am from both the places.
Both the places. But you will prefer Rajasthan as your career preference.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Sir, I believe that I need to work more in that region. And second, the reason is I will get geographical stability also. And thirdly, since it is my birthplace, I am attached emotionally also.
So what is happening in Rajasthan?
Sorry, sir.
What is happening in Rajasthan these days?
Sir, I believe the progress is happening in Rajasthan at this
No,
time.
progress is okay.
Yes, sir. Is it an issue?
Something is happening in Rajasthan, or say related to Rajasthan.
Sir, recently there was this wheat paper leakage issue.
No. Something very good, something very positive, encouraging.
Sir, that is on the front of women development, women empowerment.
Any like you see celebrations, anything which is involving masses.
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall.
When Rajasthan was formed?
Sorry, sir. Yesterday was Rajasthan Day.
So you can't, you see, when you have so much of affection to Rajasthan. Okay. Your father is in police.
Yes, sir.
So quite often we talk about police reforms.
Yes, sir.
What is the need actually for this kind of reforms? Why not in other services? Why specifically in police?
Sir, I believe that it is because of the challenges which are existing in police services. For example, there is issue of politicization, political interference in appointments. Secondly, sir, there is issue of lack of confidence of people in police personnel. Thirdly, sir, there is also issue of corruption. So these are the reasons I believe.
Now, how you deal with all the three problems?
Sir, I believe that to increase the we need to increase community policing to boost the confidence of people. Such as example in Delhi, there has been library foundation, there has been this employment mela which was organized recently. By these steps, we can boost confidence of people. Secondly, there should be focus on infrastructure development and most prominently digitization, so that there can be this issue of corruption can be tackled well. For example, in Delhi itself, there is EFIR, so it has become more feasible for citizens as well as personnel.
What is EFIR?
Sir, EFIR means that the FIR can be lodged from the home by the phone or any digital means.
I can file an FIR from my home in Delhi.
Yes, sir.
Accepted as an FIR,
Yes, sir.
and it will go to court.
Sir, there is a call, as far as I know, that there is call from the personnel from your nearest police station, because my father recently lodged an FIR.
No, but that will be treated as an FIR, or the FIR will be subsequently on the basis of that complaint or that letter or email.
Sir, I need to.
So can I file an FIR against the Home Minister while sitting at my home?
Sir, I believe that there are some limited options or some limited case where it can be filed.
Who decides actually? Who decides that yes, now the FIR is to be registered?
Sir, I believe citizens decide when they face any issue that.
So that's why I asked, can I register an FIR against the Home Minister while sitting at my home?
Sir, sorry, sir, I need to.
What are the laws to check corruption? What are the legal framework? What is the legal framework?
Sir, there is a Prevention of Corruption Act. Secondly, there are bodies such as Lokpal, CVI, who register case and check upon that.
What is the Lokpal?
Sir, it is the body, it is the statutory body which has been formed to register cases of corruption against officials and as well as bureaucrats.
When it was established?
Sir, I'm not able to recall
How
exact.
many years back? I mean, just guess.
It was in 21st century, I remember. It was in 2000s. I don't remember exact year, sir.
Has registered any case against anyone so far? The Lokpal?
Sir, the appointments to the Lokpal were delayed and they have been appointed recently.
No, but it is working for quite some time now.
Sir, I need to look upon the issue if it has been so.
Okay. My last question. Suppose you are selected for the civil service and you are posted as an SP of a district. Say your home district, Jhunjhunu. What will be your 3 priorities?
Sir, in Jhunjhunu, there have been cases of mob lynching. So, my first priority will be this. Sir, second, my priority will be about child rape and women rape as well. And there have been abduction cases as well. Sir, I can recall these 2 right now.
Anything else which comes to your mind? You answered actually when I asked about the challenges, the need for police reforms. You gave me the reasons 1, 2, 3, and now actually in this answer, your priorities should be like that only.
Okay, sir. Yes. Sir, I will ensure that there is more interaction with the people. There is
Confidence, is increased actually for masses in the police.
Yes, sir. And there is a curb on corruption also. I will, as a leader, I will ensure that there are no such.
Quality of investigation, quality of FIRs.
Nisha, you come from Jhunjhunu or belonged originally to Jhunjhunu.
Yes, ma'am.
What is one social evil associated with Jhunjhunu?
Ma'am, it is a child marriage.
Let's go a little backwards. rewind and go a little backwards?
Ma'am, there was Sati Pratha as well.
Yes. Is it still prevalent there?
Ma'am,
Do you still hear sporadic incidents?
ma'am, I personally have not heard any in recent past.
What was the last one that you heard of?
Sorry, ma'am, I cannot recall.
That divide. It went, now in today's jargon, we'll say it went viral world over. Jog your memory. No? Roop Kamar, Junjunu. This was somewhere in early 80s. And after that, the government came down very heavily on it. Jat community.
Yes, ma'am.
So in the Jat community, though people would normally believe outside of the Jat community, they are not very progressive. But one thing which they have is widow remarriage. From earlier days, I mean, it's prevalent there. So on the one hand, you are progressive enough to have widow remarriage. On the second hand, you believe in sati. Isn't there a dichotomy between the two?
Yes, ma'am, I believe it is so. But since the sati issues are more or so tackled now, I believe that widow remarriage is a progressive step and it should be followed.
Do you find that the people are following that, or it is just there on paper?
Ma'am, according to my personal experience, people do follow this, and I have seen examples in my neighborhood as well.
Okay. There is a mythical river which is associated with Rajasthan.
Yes, ma'am.
Which one?
Ma'am, I believe it was Saraswati River,
Can you track the route of Saraswati?
Himalayas, and then it follows through Haryana and Rajasthan.
First Haryana or first Rajasthan?
It is first Haryana, I think.
Okay. And the satellite images show that, there is water still underneath. Do you have any knowledge of that?
Sorry, ma'am, I need to look.
The fossils, the trees? No?
Recently, there was a report I read in a newspaper, I believe, but it was some times ago, and there was some talk about this Saraswati River and this fossils left behind.
Okay, so your subject is mathematics.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the probability of you getting into the civil services? Because you know how well prepared you are. A quick mathematical calculation, probability.
Ma'am, it's difficult to judge.
How well have you done in your writtens?
Ma'am, I think
That I have done fairly well.
You've done fairly well, and that's why you are here.
Yes.
Yes? Okay, what are your hobbies? You said basically walking.
no, ma'am, running, doodling, and watching advertisement.
Advertisements. So advertisements are basically have an entertainment purpose, or is there any underlying meaning to it?
Ma'am, they do carry a message. There are many influencing advertisements which are on the social issues topic, and I believe that they do imprint minds such as mine.
Okay, so since you have a deep interest in it, give me just one example of an advertisement which had an impact on your mind.
Ma'am, recently I watched Alia Bhatt's Manyavar ad, where she says that there should be Kanya Man instead of Kanya Dan.
Okay, so taking on from the PM slogan, Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao, and or moralistic. Anything more?
Yes, ma'am. There was this advertisement about Hindu-Muslim unity as well, where there was this Ganesh Chaturthi festival, and the idol maker was a Muslim and the buyer was Hindu. Firstly, the Hindu was a little apprehensive of buying it, but at last he bought it.
Okay. This is your second attempt only.
Yes, ma'am.
What is plan B? Since you didn't give me the probability of your getting into it, what is your plan B?
Ma'am, I don't have any plan B right now because all my hopes are on the services.
Okay. That's interesting that you don't have a plan B. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Let me ask you a question or two on something very current. what is your view on this hijab issue? There are two aspects. One is very legal aspect, other is social aspect. So, briefly speaking, what is your take on it?
Sir, I support that there should be a proper uniform for everyone in the school, and I am in support of High Court's decision, sir.
And can you put your finger on those 4 issues which were placed before the High Court in the petition?
So, sir, firstly was about the violation of right to religion of the women. Sir,
What was the first question raised? Something essential?
hijab essential practice of a Muslim.
And what did the court say?
Sir, the court said that it is not.
Why? Referring to something. What was the method used?
Sir, it was essential religious practice.
By referring to their scripture.
Yes, sir.
Right? What was the second issue?
Sir, I believe
Second
that.
question which was raised in the petition.
Sir, it was regarding that it is their right and the right to religion.
Second, freedom something.
Equality.
Freedom of
Sir, freedom of equality.
freedom of batao. You tell. Freedom of expression. Individuality, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is your take on women joining the armed forces now in the permanent commission? Also, what social impact it would have?
Sir, I believe that it is a very progressive step in our nation, and it will act as a role model for other females who wish to join and are willing to come in front.
So, what does it signify as far as women are concerned?
It signifies equality and gender parity.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Nisha, you are from Jhunjhunu. You know a place called Sadulpur?
Sad. No, sir.
No, you don't. Who's MLA from Sadulpur? No. You are an athlete.
Yes.
There's a famous athlete from Sadulpur who's MLA Sadulpur now.
Oh, okay, sir. I will read up on it.
You have you heard of Krishna Punya?
Krishna Punya, sir.
She's an athlete. She was the first Indian woman to win a gold medal at Commonwealth Games.
Thank you, sir. I will read upon it, sir.
Right. I was expecting that you would know since you are an athlete by yourself. In any case, these days generally people are very very perturbed about rising fuel prices. Can you tell me the reasons behind these rising fuel prices?
Yes. So the first issue is the Russia-Ukraine crisis, which is going on right now. Second, sir, I believe that there has been a disruption due to COVID pandemic. Sir, thirdly, there has been India has issue of less storage and refining capacity as well. So thereby we face this issue.
And what is the tax structure on the fuel? How does it operate?
Sir, state and center have different taxes and it is not under GST.
So, do you know anything about oil bonds right now? Whenever the opposition is raising the issue of rising fuel prices, so there's the treasury benches raise the issue of oil bonds. What were oil bonds and how do they impact the present price structure?
Thank you.
So you will wait in the room for some time, and then we'll call you for feedback. Please. Okay, back. So Nisha, first of all, let me ask you, how do you think you fared at your interview?
Sir, I think I didn't fare well.
Why?
I didn't answer many questions.
Okay, so which are the areas where you think that probably you need to work upon more?
Sir, Jhunjhunu is first and second on police reforms. And
Okay. So let me tell you, first of all, your strengths. You have done exceedingly well. You are very good. There is no doubt about it. Some of the good strengths which you possess. So you were found to be mentally very alert. Your communication skills are fairly good. Choice of words is absolutely right. You could weigh pros and cons, which was also very good. You did not, you were not alarmed even by the provocative questions. So you came out with good conservative answers, balanced answers. You were very clear and logical, and there was a clarity of thought. And then your interest in in current affairs, that probably needs to be slightly improved upon. So study more about current affairs. In fact, when you will go for the actual interview, when is it going to take place?
So it's on 8th of April.
So 8 days, just 8 days are there, but still you can prepare. So even the moment before you walk into that interview room, you must go through the newspapers which are lying around in that waiting room. So you have to be prepared till that time about the current affairs, both domestic as well as international. And then you have to certain other things which I would say. We could find that you are very humble, and Rajasthan, Junjunu, cultural aspect, historical aspects, what are the industries things, what were the events taking place. For example, you were asked about the celebrations, so that probably, such small things, if you are not able to answer them unnecessarily, whatever good you have answered, that is eclipsed because of that. And always remember the last question which is asked, you must come out with a very good answer, whatever last question, because that is the point when you are going to leave an interview board. So be very careful about that. And then, of course, the questions on Krishna Punya, that you should have remembered. And then Rajasthan culture and the mythical river, that also is something. The river, so how does it flow, or how does it appear to flow? The current. And then the social problems, of Rajasthan, the sati and other things, the gender issues, women empowerment, gender sensitization. When you were asked about EFIR, so you did mention EFIR, but you could not take the supplementaries. Now EFIR is restricted to only certain crimes where you can register the EFIR. It is not for all. That is why the question was asked, can I register an FIR against the Home Minister? So therefore, you have to be, whenever you say something, you must have full knowledge about that. So depth of the knowledge is absolutely necessary. Otherwise, everything else is fine. Communication skills are very good, and the questions you are able to answer most of them very well. The creativity, innovation, the question which I asked, and the bullet trains also, and these were all answered well. Hijab issue also, you were able to, even though it's a very provocative question. Many times provocative questions would be there. Questions about reservation, question about corruption, question about Article 370, question about hijab, women empowerment. They are all issues where it can go either way. So you have to take a very balanced view, middle path, and always try to follow the official line. You can give pros and cons, but don't enter into an argument, which you did not. But I'm just trying to tell you that you stand a very good chance of getting very good marks. And since you are quite confident about your marks in the mains, so we would definitely like that you should come out successfully, and take it upon yourself as a challenge that this time you have to meet and you have to come out successfully. If you have any questions, you can ask.
So I just add one thing.
Yes, sure.
See, for this Rajasthan Sthapna Divas, just read the newspaper. Any newspaper, vernacular newspaper, whether Rajasthan Patrika, Delhi Bhaskar, anything. Everything is there in that day's newspaper. How Rajasthan was formed, what are the strengths, weaknesses, culture, everything is there in the newspaper. So that one day's newspaper will give you everything about Rajasthan.
And particularly since you have mentioned Rajasthan, I mean, you not only belong to Junjunu, I think you have opted for Kadar also, no? Yeah, so all the more reason that you should be fully prepared. In fact, you should try to invite the panel into those areas where your strengths are maximum. So that will help you out, in fact, coming out with the best answers. Do you have any questions?
Yes. Sir, firstly, the answer of probability question ma'am asked.
Probability of getting into it. Do you have a mathematics background? Yes or no? How do you formulate that?
Ma'am, actually, I wanted to say yes, but then I thought that it will look like very poor confident or something. But what probability I should say that yes, I have 100% probability.
Say, from my side, I'm confident.
So, a reasonable probability of this.
Yeah.
You know, significance level. No?
Yeah, you can say on the basis of the preparation that I did for mains, I'm quite confident that hopeful that I should be able to do
The
come out
thing is that you have you're very simple and very down to earth. So you should flee to those. Your answers appeared very genuine. So that is what like impressed everyone. And you don't have to answer all the questions. You can even answer
Yeah.
all the questions wrong. It
Skip
doesn't matter.
also.
Yeah.
You just have to be earnest. Take it that you were. That is what impressed everyone. And it is a conversation. Question answer session nahi hai. Okay, it is a conversation. We are just interacting. It is a personality test. Question answer ho chuka aapka. So don't worry about giving wrong answers. Okay, there is no wrong answer. There is no right answer. It is just like the basic knowledge. Pata hona. That is, if you don't know, it's not a big deal. Okay, don't get if you get a few answers wrong. So don't feel that you've done bad.
That is the most important aspect. Never actually get demotivated. If you are not able to answer few questions, it is quite natural. It's very normal.
Sir, secondly, there is a common university test now. So, sir, I am personally not much in favor of it as a quick step, I believe. But, sir, as you said that government stance is for it.
Give pros and cons, both the things, both sides. That is the balance.
Present both sides. I'm not here to endorse the government stance. Okay, you have to give your both sides, and then if you are in that position, you'll take your own stance. Okay, but right now you are here to give both pros and cons.
But don't criticize. I'm telling you, this is the same thing is don't criticize the government, the politician, the bureaucrats, the officers. You know, that is a normal tendency. Sometimes people get overwhelmed. And when we talk about corruption, they start criticizing politicians. They are responsible, or bureaucrats are responsible, or police is responsible. Don't criticize. Take a balanced view. That is why I said if there is a government program or policy, you can give pros and cons, always balanced. And remember three things. One is called knowledge, the other is called skill, but it's your attitude. Take a positive attitude. That is what is going to decide. You know, they will say that here is an officer, here is an aspirant who is a very positive.
Positive. You see, when you criticize, when you give more cons, then it reflects as if you are negative. So focus more on the positives.
Short and sweet.
Your Hijab answer was good. Good means it closed the discussion on that.
So then again, this is NCD unification law in Delhi itself. So
Again, you give pros and cons. It has to be pros and cons.
Yes.
And whenever you give answers, always weigh the answer in your mind first. Wait for a while. Prioritize the answers, which is the most important reason, second important, third important, and so on. That is all.
And sir, in many mocks I have been told that I speak too low and
No, it's okay.
So you're fine. You're very clear.
That's your.
There is no such thing.
That's your natural look. That's your natural. That is why it appears more earnest and so. There's nothing wrong
It's
with that.
perfectly fine. You don't have to worry about that. Your communication skills are fine. Body language is also absolutely fine.
these are my questions. Thank you.
All the best to you. The recording will be given to you, so then you can have a second look at it. And you can practice before the mirror also for some more time. But you stand a good chance.
All the best.
Thank you.
Unacademy. Let's crack it.